Our president going out, Jesse.
We're getting all the props today.
To introduce Anna Munie. She will be doing her Competent Communicator speech number 9. It is to persuade with power. So I'm excited. She's going to be talking about us. She has been a member since 2013. This is her 9th speech, and she only needs one more to get her Competent Communicator award. So we're getting closer to the goal here. The title of her speech is Take the Trip. And she will be trying to encourage us to take that trip or vacation that we've always wanted but we've never seriously considered. The objectives of her speech will be to persuade listeners to adopt her viewpoint or ideas and to appeal to the audience's interests, to use logic and emotion to support her position, and avoid using notes. So if you see her looking down the line, right there.
Now everybody's a speech evaluator.
This speech is supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes timer, so we're green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. So please help me in welcoming Anna Munie.
Thank you. I'd like everyone in the room to take a minute and think about that one trip you've always wanted to take, but have never taken. What is that one activity you've always wanted to try and you never have? That one overall experience that you wish you had. So everybody sit for a second. Think about it. What is that trip, that experience, that activity? I am here today to tell you, do it. Take that trip. Do that activity. Have that experience. Because I just had mine. Now, easier said than done, right? A lot of times people get that question and the immediate thought that comes into their head is, oh, I can think of something, but it costs too much. Yeah, I'd love to try that, but I'm not good enough. I wish I could, but I just don't have the time. Throw that stuff out the window. Do it. Take that trip. Experience that activity. My trip, my experience, my activity was that last week my husband and I traveled to Pebble Beach Golf Course out in California and golfed for 2 days at the resort. For those that don't know, Pebble Beach is considered possibly the most famous golf course in the world. It's located directly on the Pacific Ocean. It has been the site of professional U.S. Open Championship golf around every 5 to 7 years. Every year a professional tournament is played at the 2 courses my husband and I played. And the price tag on any resort, shack, or shed in that location is probably $5 million or more. So when I told people that this is the trip my husband and I were taking for our 10th anniversary, people were excited for me, but at the same time I can tell you that the main responses that we got were, oh, well, I would never do that. I wouldn't want to embarrass myself. I don't have enough money to go out there. Or, wow, you must be a really good golfer because otherwise you would never want to do that. Or I even got the response several times, wow, it must be really nice to have enough money to be able to play Pebble Beach. Never immediately assume that what you want is not possible. Do it. Take that trip. Make it happen. And there really are some key ways that anybody can throw aside that tedious vacation, throw out that boring activity, throw all that standard stuff out the window, and truly picture what you did at the beginning of the speech in your mind and take the actions to make that happen. And there are 3 key steps I'm going to give you so that I can help you take that trip, do that activity, experience what you want to experience. First, truly figure out what the costs are. Was it expensive to golf Pebble Beach? Yes. You see my kidney up on eBay in 2 weeks, you'll know exactly how expensive it was. But to be honest, really figure out what those costs are. Don't automatically assume it's just too expensive and never go down that road. Exactly what is it going to cost? And then, once you have that number, what can you give up to make that happen? Personally, I show horses competitively. I have at the national level for the last 5 years. I gave that up for 2 years to help make sure that I was able to experience this. My horse is extremely happy in semi-retirement right now because he gets to sit in the pasture while I picked up golf. So you're going to have to give stuff up. But does that mean you shouldn't take the trip? No. Find out the costs, figure out what you could give up, what you're willing to give up to make that trip or activity happen. Second, truly plan it out. Again, this is not a tedious activity. We're talking about the type of trip or experience that you don't want to just book and go. This isn't going to the lake or anything like that. It's not a normal vacation. It's probably not something you can just pick up or go ahead and book a flight for and do. When we were in Pebble Beach, we got the response quite a bit. Oh, you must be a really good golfer. I'm better than some, worse than a lot. But remember, that's a public golf course. You pay the money, you're allowed to go on just as much as anybody else. So just plan it out though. Do you want to be at the level or at the experience level that you want? Usually I golf once a month. Since January, I have golfed in the dome or outside twice a week to make sure I was prepared for this. Again, this is not your normal trip. And that leads into the third thing. Always remember in these types of trips or experience, everyone is good enough. We got the response quite a bit that, oh, it must be nice to have enough money to play Pebble Beach. I can tell you that we had less money than 99.5, wait, that guy at the restaurant next to me had a Rolex, 99.6 people at that resort. That doesn't mean we didn't belong there. That doesn't mean we couldn't golf just like anybody else. That doesn't mean that, to be honest, I might have been better than some of those guys that had a lot of money. Never be intimidated by the level of trip you want to take or the type of experience that you want. Because I can tell you that if you do it, if you take that trip, if you have that experience, it will be worth it. It will be worth it for exactly the reasons you think it will be, and it will actually also be worth it, I can promise you, for the reasons you don't expect it to be. My husband and I used our 10th year wedding anniversary as a reason to go on a golf trip. That golf trip ended up reaffirming exactly what our 10th anniversary meant. Because when we were at that resort, every person wished us happy anniversary. We got free desserts at the restaurant both nights. We had personnel find us on the golf course and walk across it to shake our hands and wish us a happy anniversary. That golf trip that I never thought I might be able to take actually reaffirmed exactly what my husband and I have accomplished as a couple. And on top of everything else, that is the best reason to take that trip.